Picture this. You've been waiting months for your visa appointment, refreshing that embassy website every single day, and suddenly everything changes. The wait times that felt endless are now shrinking faster than anyone expected. If you're planning to study or work in the United States, what I'm about to share could completely transform your timeline and your future. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, I help people navigate the complex world of international education and immigration, breaking down the latest updates that actually matter to your journey. Today, we're talking about something that's sending shockwaves through the visa application community. The U.S. State Department has dramatically accelerated visa processing times. And this isn't just a minor improvement. We're talking about changes that could mean the difference between making it to your fall semester or missing it entirely, between starting that dream job on time or watching the opportunity slip away. Make sure you stick around until the end because I'll share specific strategies to maximize your chances in this new landscape, including mistakes that are still causing rejections even with faster processing times. Let's start with the numbers because they're genuinely impressive. According to recent reports from the U.S. State Department, visa interview wait times have dropped significantly across multiple categories and countries. In some locations, what used to take 6 to 8 months is now happening in under 2 months. For student visas, we're seeing appointment availability opening up at rates we haven't witnessed since before the pandemic disruptions. Major consulates in India, which historically have had some of the longest wait times, are now scheduling appointments within 4 to 6 weeks in certain cities. That's a massive shift from the 6-month waits that were common just a year ago. The reasons behind this acceleration are multifaceted. First, the State Department has significantly increased staffing at consulates worldwide. They've been on an aggressive hiring and training campaign to address the backlog that accumulated during pandemic closures and reduced capacity. Second, they've implemented new technological systems that streamline the application review process. These systems use advanced algorithms to flag applications that need additional review while fast-tracking straightforward cases. Third, there's been a policy push from the highest levels of government to facilitate legitimate travel and immigration, recognizing the economic and cultural benefits that international students and workers bring to the United States. For students specifically, this couldn't come at a better time. The fall intake is the largest enrollment period for American universities, and missing those start dates can derail entire academic plans. With these improved processing speeds, students who might have been considering deferring their admissions due to visa uncertainties can now move forward with confidence. The economic impact is substantial too. International students contribute over $30 billion annually to the U.S. economy through tuition and living expenses. Faster visa processing means universities can better predict enrollment, students can secure housing and make travel arrangements earlier, and the entire ecosystem functions more smoothly. The benefits for skilled workers are equally significant. The H-1B visa category, which is crucial for technology professionals, engineers, and specialized workers, has seen notable improvements in processing efficiency. While H-1B lottery selections still create their own uncertainties, those who are selected are finding that the actual visa stamping and approval process is moving much faster than in recent years. This is particularly important for workers who need to travel internationally and return to the U.S. or for those changing employers and requiring new visa stamps. The faster turnaround reduces career disruptions and allows companies to onboard talent more efficiently. But here's what you need to understand. Faster processing doesn't mean easier approval. This is a critical distinction that many applicants are missing. The standards for visa approval remain exactly the same. What's changed is the administrative efficiency, not the legal requirements or scrutiny level. In fact, some immigration attorneys are reporting that while interviews are being scheduled faster, the actual interview process and documentation requirements are as rigorous as ever. The consular officers are still looking for the same things: proof of ties to your home country, genuine intent to study or work temporarily, sufficient financial resources, and no immigration violations or security concerns. So what does this mean for your application strategy? First, don't rush your preparation just because appointments are available sooner. The temptation is real. You see an appointment slot opening up in 3 weeks, and you grab it, even though your documentation isn't complete or you haven't properly prepared for the interview. This is a mistake that's costing people their visa approvals. Take the time to gather comprehensive financial documents, obtain strong letters from your university or employer, and prepare clear, confident answers to standard interview questions. A well-prepared applicant in a slower system will always fare better than a rushed applicant in a faster system. Second, monitor appointment availability strategically across multiple consulates. With the improved processing speeds, some consulates are opening up capacity more aggressively than others. If you're flexible about where you interview, you might find significantly shorter wait times by choosing a different city. However, make sure you're eligible to apply at that location. Generally, you should apply at the consulate that serves your area of residence, but there are legitimate reasons for applying elsewhere, such as being temporarily located in a different region for work or education. Third, leverage the expedited appointment process if you genuinely qualify. The U.S. State Department has always had provisions for emergency or expedited appointments in cases of genuine urgency, such as medical emergencies, urgent business travel, or late admission to academic programs. With the overall system running more efficiently, these expedited requests are also being processed faster. However, and this is important, don't fabricate urgency. Consular officers can spot insincere emergency requests, and it can negatively impact your application credibility. The documentation requirements deserve special attention in this faster processing environment. One trend that immigration experts are noting is that because appointments are happening faster, applicants sometimes show up with incomplete or outdated documents. Your bank statements should be recent, typically not older than 30 days. Your admission letters should clearly state your program's start date and be officially issued by the university. For workers, your employment letter should detail your role, salary, and the temporary nature of your assignment. Having digital copies of everything is smart, but bring physical originals or certified copies to your interview. Let's talk about what happens after your interview, because this is where the improved processing really shines. Administrative processing, which is the additional review period that some applications require, is also moving faster in many cases. While certain security checks and background verifications still take time, the routine administrative processing that used to stretch for months is now often completing in weeks. This means that even if your visa isn't approved on the spot and you receive the administrative processing notice, your chances of receiving approval in time for your travel plans are significantly better than they were previously. The improved situation also creates opportunities for those who had previous visa rejections or issues. If your circumstances have genuinely changed, if you now have stronger ties to your home country, better financial documentation, or clearer purpose for your U.S. visit, the faster processing times mean you can reapply sooner and get a fresh evaluation. However, understand that previous rejections remain on your record, and you need to address why this application is different and stronger than your previous attempt. For families, the streamlined processing is particularly beneficial. Dependent visas for spouses and children of students and workers are also processing faster, which means families can plan their moves more cohesively. The stress of being separated while waiting for dependent visas to process is being significantly reduced. Parents can better coordinate children's school enrollments, and spouses can more reliably plan their own activities, whether that's accompanying their partner or pursuing their own studies or authorized employment. Looking at the bigger picture, these improvements signal a positive shift in how the United States views international talent and education. After years of uncertainty, shifting policies, and pandemic-related disruptions, the message from these faster processing times is clear. The U.S. wants to remain competitive in attracting the world's best students and workers. Universities have been advocating loudly for these improvements, as have technology companies and other industries that rely on international talent. The economic argument is compelling, and it appears to be driving meaningful administrative action. However, nobody can predict with certainty how long these improved conditions will last. Visa processing efficiency can be impacted by budget constraints, policy changes, global events, or shifts in political priorities. The smart approach is to take advantage of the current favorable conditions while they exist. If you've been contemplating studying or working in the U.S., if you've been putting off your visa application due to concerns about processing times, now is genuinely a good time to move forward with your plans. One final piece of advice that often gets overlooked: your visa approval is just the beginning of your journey. Once you have that visa stamp in your passport, focus on preparing for success in the United States. Research your university thoroughly, connect with current students from your country, understand the culture and expectations of American academic or workplace environments, and have realistic plans for housing, transportation, and integration into your new community. The visa is the key that opens the door, but what you do once you walk through that door determines your actual success. So there you have it. U.S. visa processing is genuinely speeding up, creating real opportunities for students and workers worldwide. The combination of increased staffing, better technology, and supportive policy direction is making a tangible difference in people's lives and career trajectories. But remember, speed without preparation leads nowhere. Use this favorable moment wisely, prepare thoroughly, and approach your application with the seriousness it deserves. If you found this information valuable, smash that like button and subscribe to stay updated on the latest immigration and education news that impacts your future. Drop a comment below telling me where you're applying from and what your timeline looks like. I read every comment and often create content based on your questions and experiences. Share this video with anyone in your network who's planning to study or work in the U.S., because information this important deserves to be spread widely. Until next time, keep pushing toward your dreams, stay informed, and remember that every successful journey starts with taking that first well-prepared step. I'll see you in the next video.